Over the past couple of years, we have trained hundreds of women build a body and lifestyle where they no longer have to diet. And the crazy fact is, before joining us, they all had this one common problem. The problem that 95% of humanity face, which is keeping the weight off forever. In this video, I'm going to explain the top 3 mistakes women make when it comes to fat loss so you can avoid the worst thing of all, which is regaining the weight. Make sure you stay until the third mistakes because I cover the exact solution you need to not only look like how you did in your 20s, but stay that way for the rest of your life. If you don't know who I am yet, my name is Devanand Prasad. I run a coaching company named Dynamics where we help women break free from restrictive diet cycle and achieve a body and lifestyle where they no longer have to diet. I'm a former national champion in martial arts and been in the coaching industry for 8+ years and also ran a successful training department in the most reputable gym chain in North America. So now, without wasting no time, let's jump into the top 3 mistakes. The first and the common mistake women make when it comes to fat loss is relying on unrealistic, super strict diet plans. Since this is one of the common epidemics that hasn't gone away since 2001, I'll go more in depth. In fact, 80% of our clients before joining us has gone through the same exact route where they tried multiple restrictive diet cycles, and after the emotional roller coaster of losing that first bit of baby weight, they always ended up back at the same starting line. On top of that, 90% of women I've had consultations with have either regained the weight, tried eliminating carbs, completely avoiding sugar, and tried to eat less than a 5-year-old just to see that scale fluctuate. Sure, if you just eat green salads and thin air, you will lose weight, but that is just like you're shooting yourself on the foot because the fewer calories you consume, you'll have an automatic decline in your muscle structure, and that will affect in your ability to burn more calories. Gradually over time, as a survival mechanism, your body has no other option but to just slow down the way you burn calories since you're not providing enough fuel for your body to perform the daily activities. There is a reason why you feel hungry, like a wildfire that never stops. And this is also the reason why after losing that first 5 pounds or even 5 kgs, it feels like mission impossible for you to keep losing weight. Talking from a hormonal perspective, there are 2 main hormones in your body that takes a huge impact while you make this sudden change. The first one is leptin, which regulates your hunger, and the second and the main important one, thyroid, which acts as a thermostat for your body. When you consume significantly less food, your leptin levels drop as a result of your reduced fat intake. With lower levels of leptin, your brain doesn't receive the signal that you're full, which will keep you hungry and takes your cravings to a whole another level. This also happens as a protective mechanism to keep you alive. Since you're consuming way less calories, your body pretends that it is starvation and increases your hunger to encourage you to eat more food. Then, the most important part. When you eat less, your body reduces the production of thyroid hormone, which is a huge predictor on how you feel and how you operate on a day-to-day basis. So, when your thyroid production goes down, especially when you have low levels of T3, also known as your active thyroid hormone, your body won't burn as many calories as it used to in the past. Remember, thyroid acts as a thermostat for your body. Regardless, you're preparing your body to regain double the weight. But I want to focus more on the impact it has on your emotional well-being, where every day feels like a World War III and feeling mentally burned out because you literally dream and breathe unseasoned chicken and rice. It comes to a point where you completely eliminate going out with your friends and family because deep down you want to eat like a regular human being, but at the same time you don't want to cheat on your diet. Imagine telling a birthday boy, "No son, I can't eat this cake, I'm on a sugar-free cleanse." Have you ever thought what that does to the kid's perception of food in the future? Again, this doesn't have to be the price you pay for looking and feeling your best. Even if you didn't get any takeaways from this video, let this be the one thing that you take it with you. The more you restrict, the more you crave. The more you crave, the more you binge. Eventually, on a stressful day at work, you'll come home and slip into smashing a whole sleeve of Oreos, which will result in you raiding the whole pantry. And I don't even want to touch on the regret after that. Spending the whole night feeling like a failure, thinking you're not capable or worthy of the results. But in reality, the problem was in you. The problem was in your approach. And I know you're working hard, but just in the wrong direction. So next time, choose something that is not restrictive and something that goes along with what you're already doing. Also means something that suits your lifestyle. There is no good or bad foods. The question is about nutrient quality. Hey, really quickly, if you're a woman who's trying to lose the same weight every year, but now you want to do it right once so you never have to diet again. If that sounds like you and you want us to do 90% of the heavy lifting for you and give you a clear game plan with no extra thinking and no extra confusion so you can just close your eyes, execute and get to the body of your dreams, click the link down below and fill out a super short application. And let's have a conversation on how we can help you the best. Ideal way I would recommend is tracking your calories. In this way, once you really take the time to understand the fundamentals of nutrition and calories, you learn the skill to eat whatever you love and stay in the best shape you've ever been. And the crazy fact is, most of the time, it won't even feel like a diet. Ask yourself this one question before you choose any of the diets you see online. Can you do this for the rest of your life? If the answer is no, why try that in the first place? The second common mistake women make when it comes to fat loss is focusing on rapid short-term results and never focusing on making behavior modifications or building a set of values which will then help you keep the results long term. The fact that most of you won't realize is that the transformation that lasts a lifetime takes more than just 90 days, and the people who tells you otherwise just want to take your money. As much as I want to say it is just training and nutrition, it is also about dealing with your own behaviors that got you into the situation. We are born with predetermined fat cells, now values. In simple terms, values are the things that are important to you, and the values is something which we cultivate on our own. For example, let's say you have a girls' night out, and at the same time, you have a good old gym session. The problem is that you can't do both. You can only do one. In that moment, you're going to choose something that's more valuable to you. Our values can change depending on circumstances and temptations, but for every individual, there is going to be one primary value that drives them forward. People who value health and want an elite transformation for a lifetime have a total different life than the people who value party and guilty pleasures. So your only goal is to get clear on your values, whether it's relationship, strength training, or anything which you want to focus on. The more specific you are on your values, the easier you can eliminate distractions and only take actions that aligns with your values. And if you don't know your values, let me give you this little framework to help you find yours. For example, if you want to lose weight, think about what a 10-pound lighter version of yourself would do on a day-to-day basis and make that habit as a value you live by. Once you're clear on your values, your job is to make agreements with yourself. In simple terms, make micro commitments with yourself that you're going to follow through on their values. This could be as easy as walking an extra 1,000 steps or going to the gym maybe 3 days a week, and all your focus is to just keep the promises to yourself. In case if you find yourself slipping, that is okay. We are humans and humans make mistakes. Just have some compassion and get back to track as soon as you can. And slowly over time, that's how you learn to keep the promises to yourself and become the person who does what you say you are going to do. And finally, turn those stated values into your lived values, which results in you keeping the results forever. The last and the final mistake women make when it comes to fat loss is expecting fat loss is where the road ends. But in reality, that's where you just got started. To make it simple, let's say you lost 20 pounds. When you lose weight, your body often loses both fat and muscle. Muscle is important because it's your body's engine. The stronger it is, the more fuel it burns. In your case, the more calories it burns. Especially for women, as you age, there is a higher chance of osteoporosis, and every decade, women lose around 3 to 5% of their muscle structure. If we take into account that you are trying multiple diets a year, this can cause a huge decline in your overall muscle structure. And if you don't work on building muscle after fat loss, especially when you lost a bit of muscle tissue while you've been in a calorie deficit, it makes it super easy for you to gain the weight since you're not burning as many calories as you used to in the past. Most importantly, the people who don't focus on building muscle after dieting are the ones who often end up looking skinny fat, where you look normal in clothes but still have excess body fat. To keep the fat off and to make sure your body remains strong and defined, you will need to rebuild muscle tissue.